Welcome to Roanoke County Business Partners. On this month's show, Pete Eshelman of Roanoke Outside shares about a new project to protect the region's natural and recreational assets. Sandra Workman of Virginia Western Community College's School of Career and Corporate Training discusses new training options available and introduces us to Dr. David Berry, who expands on the mechatronics program and partnerships with major companies. Then we visit Carmen George, owner of Giardino Pizza in Vinton, to learn about the business and how it's meeting the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Tom Rowley with Roanoke County Economic Development here at Explore Park, joined today by Pete Eshelman, Director of the Roanoke Outside Foundation and Director of Outdoor Branding for the Roanoke Regional Partnership. Pete, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it's great to be out here. So you all, the foundation, recently launched a new project, aptly called Project Outside.
Yep.
Tell us about the foundation and about the project.
Sure. So the foundation, Roanoke Outside, that was started about probably 8 or 9 years ago by the Roanoke Regional Partnership, and it was a kind of a concerted effort to leverage our outdoor assets, the lakes, the rivers, the trails, the mountains, the greenways, to leverage those to attract business investment, to attract talent to the area, to help with the image building of the region.
Yeah.
And that kind of evolved as it developed into several different things, kind of brand building events like the Blue Ridge Marathon and the Go Outside Festival. But more recently, what we've been focused on is how do we make the outdoors more accessible? How do we make it user-friendly? And then how do we kind of take care of and invest in this competitive edge we've created in our community narrative? And that's what's led us to start Project Outside. Kind
of the idea of we can't love our assets to death, right? We got to take care of them.
That's exactly it. I think during this pandemic, we've seen an increase of up to 200% in visitation to places like Explore Park, to the greenways, to the rivers. I mean, it's the safe place for people to be right now is outside. Right. And so the pandemic has created a lot of new outdoor users, kind of first-time outdoor users. But even before this pandemic, our trails, our river access points, the greenways, they were seeing an increase in usage. You throw this additional increase onto it, and like you said, we're kind of we run the risk of loving our outdoor assets to death, and we have so many of them that what we realize is we can't rely on the local governments alone,
right,
with their limited budgets, right? They're to kind of adequately take care of all these outdoor assets, and then also invest in new ones, new capital improvement, outdoor infrastructure projects, as well as kind of support businesses and nonprofits in the outdoor space. And so that's what led us to start Project Outside.
Yeah. So give us a couple of specifics, a couple of the things that you want to invest in.
Sure. So Project Outside, again, our goal is to raise $100,000 through the fall or through 2020. But then this is an ongoing campaign. We want to keep this going, breathe life into it, and let it grow so that it can kind of continue to benefit kind of our outdoor environment, our outdoor culture, well into future years. And we kind of have it broken into a couple different buckets of how this money is going to be allocated. One is kind of maintenance of key outdoor assets. So if you think about trails that are being impacted, by heavy use, or river put-ins that are kind of being flooded out, or the greenways that are being impacted by flooding, how can we use this fund to kind of speed up repair of trails, building of trails, and things like that? Here at Explore Park, there's miles and miles of trails that for the most part are kind of maintained by volunteers, and thus they're being done on a volunteer pace. So how can we speed that up by bringing in kind of professional trail building crews so that we're building trails in weeks rather than months and years?
Right.
So that's an example of how we kind of maintain assets. The other is kind of capital improvement projects from an outdoor infrastructure standpoint. So for example, Explore Park has this incredible master plan.
Right.
That's going to take a long time to build if we don't find other ways to supplement and do that. So for example, there's an in-river kayak park as part of the plan for Explore Park. So how could this fund be used to kind of speed up the implementation and building of an in-river kayak park here at Explore Park? That's just one example, kind of capital improvement projects. And the other is to support outdoor businesses, kind of organizations in the outdoor space. There's really kind of no incentive fund set up to help start, to incentivize businesses to start their outdoor business here, or businesses impacted by COVID. There's some businesses that have done fairly well during this. There's others that have been severely impacted. And so that's another way we're looking for is how can we use this fund to help those businesses as well.
Yeah, I love it. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations on it. So we're looking for people to get involved.
Yep.
How, where?
Sure. what we've done is we've set this up for individuals to get involved as well as businesses. And so if you go to RoanokeOutside.com, right on the home page, you're going to see information about Project Outside, and you get into that and it's going to explain more about the project as well as ways that you can give. And I like to say, from an individual standpoint, for the price of a few granola bars, you can help support the places that we all love to play.
Yeah.
We're hoping that people will do reoccurring donations, so a couple bucks a month on a reoccurring basis. So we ask yourself, how often are you using these trails? How often do you use the greenways? And then try to put a dollar value on that and invest in these assets. From a business standpoint, we've seen how businesses have taken this new community narrative that values the outdoors, and they're leveraging it for themselves, for their gain, and using it. So for example, talent attraction and employee retention. This outdoor narrative is helping companies differentiate themselves from other companies, from their talent attraction. And so we are hoping that they'll be willing to invest and be partners in supporting this fund as well. And so that's one of the things that we're really encouraging businesses also to put a dollar value on what the outdoors means to them and what it means to the community.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do everything we can to support you and wish you the best. Thanks for coming out and sharing about it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the highest population density in Roanoke County, the Hollins area provides an excellent location for business investment opportunities with over 270 commercial and residential properties. The Hollins Center Plan covers a 465-acre area stretching from portions of Williamson Road, Peters Creek Road, and Plantation Road, all the way up to Interstate 81. Neighboring this area is Hollins University, which fuels the community with vibrant student life and a desire for more dining, retail, and entertainment options. Several transportation projects are underway to make the area friendlier to pedestrians and bicyclists, resulting in a welcoming, walkable neighborhood for local residents and visitors alike. Interested developers, investors, and businesses can call Roanoke County Economic Development at 540-772-2069 with questions and details on the Hollins area market demand.
We're here today at Virginia Western Community College's School of Career and Corporate Training with Sandy Workman, Program Developer. Sandy, thanks for having us today.
Absolutely. We're really glad you're here. Thank you.
Yeah. So we got some cool stuff going on in the background, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But first, tell us about the School of Career and Corporate Training, the mission, the programming that you all offer, et cetera.
All right. Our mission here is truly to transform lives and strengthen our community by providing quality career and workforce training. That's really true to our heart, transforming lives. That's what we wake up every day for. And how we fulfill that with quality training is we have regular predictable training that we call open enrollment, and it covers topics like all kinds of medical courses, manufacturing, and we're newly into construction programming, as you can see below behind us. And we also do automotive training. In other words, we try to react to the needs of the community. The second way we help is that we do corporate training, so that's very customized to a company, whether it's Excel or specialized for OSHA training or specialized even as technical as programmable logic controllers, which you may not be familiar with.
I'm not.
Very specialized training as well.
And all of this is sort of the non-credit side of the house on campus, is that correct?
That's correct. We have academic programs throughout campus at Virginia Western that a lot of people are familiar with. They earned college credit and college degrees and certificates. On workforce side, we do more credentialing, where you have a predictable set of skills and knowledge people are learning. And so when someone hires someone, they know what skill set they should have. And that's more reactive to the amount of training really relates totally to how much time does it take to get that skill set.
Right. So it's a key asset to our businesses here in the region.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And you've got some new programs to tell us about.
We do. We're real excited about what you can see behind me is heavy equipment operator training. We started out with a focus group last December in construction and resoundingly heard we need this training, so we bought these CAT simulators. As you can see, we have Brian Walk, who's a course coordinator here, and we have Paul Gillespie, is actually a machining instructor, but they were both in the training and have learned a little bit how to use these, so they enjoy them.
Yeah.
In fact,
I can't wait for my turn.
so we do have companies that are already in line and have committed to a guaranteed interview for someone completing this program. Our first class started last week. We have Roanoke City, Western Virginia Water Authority, Joe Bandy and Sons, Branch Highway, and Jack St. Clair as construction companies that are willing to guarantee an interview for these credentials.
And how long does the program take to go through?
That's a great question. It is 16 weeks and is offered all online except for the CAT simulator time. They would earn 2 credentials, and one is called Core, where they learn basic construction math, safety, power tools, small power tools, and hand tools. And then they go right into heavy equipment operator, where they gain a credential there. But it's CAT Sims time of 44 hours that they log in on these CAT Sims per person.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about the financial side of things. Costs for programs, funding.
Well, the cost for programs, the tuition, of course, varies by course. The funding is phenomenal. The Commonwealth of Virginia has what's called fast forward funding. And if a credential is highly needed in our area, we apply for that funding. If it's identified we do need that credential, like HEO in our area, the Commonwealth of Virginia will pay 2/3 of the tuition. We have a great partnership with our Kiwanis folks that an individual coming into a new career, they'll actually pay the first third of the tuition, so essentially someone could get this valuable education for free if it's a newcomer to the career. If a company wants to sponsor, then we have Virginia Career Works that offers incumbent worker training funding.
Right.
There's all kinds of funding coming along right now to support people in new fields.
That's tremendous. So it really is an easy way for someone to enter a new career, switch careers, and for companies to really upgrade their workforce.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Real excited about it. We're now at Virginia Western's brand new School of STEM building, and we are in one of the mechatronics laboratories. This is the second program that's brand new for Virginia Western CCT, or School of Career and Corporate Training, Mechatronics Fundamentals. I'm here today with Dr. David Berry, who is with the academic 2-year program Mechatronics, and I'd like for him to explain mechatronics to you and also tell a little bit about our collaboration.
Oh, thanks. So the mechatronics program at Virginia Western is it's a 2-year program. So what happens at the end of 2 years is you receive an associate's degree. Now, what's great about mechatronics is that we talk about all the disciplines. We talk about electronics, we talk about electricity, plumbing, mechanical systems, and that parallels very closely with the program that you have set up in CCT. So it just makes perfect sense for our program and your program to work alongside each other and serve the needs of both students that are leaving high school and industry partners that want to send their people for training. So what's great is that in this collaboration, we can utilize this space. Before, you had a space, I had a space. Now with the new STEM building and the new equipment, it just makes real good sense to use the same space, use the same new equipment. Everybody benefits. So.
Yes, we've been working together for about 1.5 years, and the sequence of courses that we've developed that's introductory is electronics, AC/DC, precision measuring, mechanical systems, pneumatics and hydraulics, fluid power, as well as robotics and PLCs, programmable logic controllers and sensors. And that's been identified as by our industry partners as skill sets that they really need. So we're really thrilled. We have credentials associated with this program, the National Coalition of Certification Centers, and they partnered with companies like Festo, brand names, Starrett, and Snap-on, and that's how we came up with the equipment necessary and the credentials that we're benefiting students with.
Yeah, so to speak further on that, your certifications are NC3 certifications that you've adapted to fill the need of the industry. So quick, intense courses that get the very fundamentals out there. But because they parallel our courses, we're able to adopt the same certifications in-house, and when a person leaves with an associate's degree, they leave with the associate's degree plus the certifications that you would offer our industry partners. So it really is a win-win. My students can probably gain all of your certifications plus the associates, so they leave with like 9 different certifications in addition to the associate's degree.
Right, right. And name some of the businesses that we're working with are Trivium, which was previously Ardall, as well as Optical Cable, and you partner with a lot of companies for automation.
Yeah, so we actually partner with a very diverse group of people. So in the design focus in our degree, we partner with a lot of people that do drafting, and so one particular person is got a small business called Constructability 3D and lives right behind the college here, and he's interested in our design people. But then we have another focus area that's electrically focused, and so electronics people like Syncom Electronics are interested in those students. And so we do have a little bit of flexibility to focus on what we're more interested in, with the parent program being mechatronics. So everybody gets a little bit of everything so they can see which flavor they're more familiar with.
Right. So thanks so much
Yeah, no
for
problem.
all the time we worked together and for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
The COVID-19 pandemic has severely and negatively impacted the region's businesses, their employees, customers, and owners. In response, Roanoke County and the town of Vinton have established a $1 million grant program to help our small businesses recover. Funded by the Federal Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security, or CARES Act, these one-time grants of up to $10,000 will help eligible businesses cover some of their operational costs, clean their facilities, pivot to respond to new market conditions, and more. Grant amounts will be based on the number of employees a business had pre-COVID-19 and are subject to availability of funds and the number of applications received. Applications will be accepted on a first-come, first-served basis beginning Monday, July 6, 2020. For more information, including eligibility requirements and to download the application form, please go to www.yesroanoke.com.
We're here today at Giardino Pizza in Vinton with owner and restaurateur Carmen George. Carmen, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So you've been here in Vinton for, I think, 7 years?
7 years, almost 7 years, yes.
Tell us about how you came to be here, your story, and a bit about the restaurant.
Okay, I was looking for a place to take it to open up my restaurant, which was my dream, to open up a restaurant. I love cooking, so I was looking everywhere, so someone told me about the Vinton, which is like, I didn't know there's a small town called Vinton here. So I came here and I found the place and I fell in love. It's a small town, but I like it.
Yeah.
I like a family residence town. That's what I like here. So I took the place and I have been here since then.
And you were telling me just before camera about the interesting history about the name and finding some stuff here.
Yeah, it's a funny story.
Yeah, tell us.
I'm originally from Egypt, okay? And I wanted to open up a restaurant with all the cuisines, with Mediterranean cuisines. So we sharing a lot of food, like Greek, Egypt, Lebanon, Italian. So we sharing a lot of cuisine. So I thought, maybe I would choose name like a garden, So the garden, it's a lot of flowers and from everywhere. So I choose the Giardino because I was searching a name in Italian language, since it's my menu 3/4 Italian, So I choose Giardino. And when I cleaned the place and I took off old frames from the walls and I flip it for some reason and I found the Giardino name on that frame. And I said, what? This is so weird, you know, how come?
From years or decades ago.
From this, I figured out, like, you know, this is the right name for the place. And I said, I choose the right name, meant to be like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a funny story, you know. Yeah.
So you've been here right downtown Vinton for 7 years.
Yeah.
Things going well until COVID.
Of course.
So,
Of course.
Tell us about your experiences.
My experiences, it's when the COVID hits, it hits everybody, not me only. It hits every business. I have a relationship with every business here, so I was going around and asking people and asking owners. So everybody was struggling, but everybody tried to survive. You know what I mean? Because as in a restaurant business, I wanted to keep it open for me, for my employees, for everybody, because I would never shut my business. So I was like struggling at the first, but after that, like, you know, it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're open for business now, albeit with limited seating to keep social distancing?
It's limited. Now it's limited, but at the first it wasn't any seating, which is like affecting the business, like let's say like 50%, because I had a lot of family keep coming here for 7 years. I have regulars from the town, so I was like, you know, I shut down the business. I was like for delivery and pickup only. Of course, it affected the business a little bit, of course, like 50%, but it's something like it keep me open and it keep my employees here, because I would never fire anyone or just like lay off anyone.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything like that or thinking to do something like that.
Oh, that's tremendous.
Yeah,
So
but now when I open like a 50% is still, because not a lot of people trust us to go out and sit in. I'm one of them, I'll be honest to you, but I keep my place clean. And of course, who coming here for sit-in, they trusted me, they trusted my food, they trusted, because I keep everything like sanitized and clean for them. Because, you know, we all avoiding to just like spread the COVID.
Right.
Because if I have it, you have it, the customer will have it, then my employees, so I'm gonna shut the business.
Right.
I don't want this to be happen.
Right. So you're doing everything that you are required to do and more to keep distance clean.
Distance, as you see, like I keep like not all the tables, I keep every other table. My employees like clean every, you know, every just like, you know, every table like leave. We sanitize it, we spray it, we do everything we could.
Yeah, and you're still cooking pizza.
Of course.
So tell us about the menu. Here's your opportunity to spread the word about Giardino Pizza.
Giardino Pizza, it's a family restaurant. It's my love, because I built it from scratch 7 years ago. A lot of people was like, you know, not believing me, because it's a small town, and they scared me at the first. They came to me and they said, oh, you're not gonna survive in here. It's a small town. Everybody like we like, you know. And I said, no, I'm gonna challenge myself. I'm gonna stay here, and I have been here for 7 years. And I have regulars coming for 7 years.
And it's your first restaurant. You said you've been cooking since 16. Love to
I
cook,
was cooking, yeah, home cooking. I started cooking, I was 16 or 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love cooking. I love it, I love it. It's my passion. When I just like, you know, I feel like I'm bored or something, I go to my kitchen and I start cooking.
Yeah.
Other women's like, how can you do that? I said, I'm cooking 24/7. I love it.
So tell folks how to find you, where you are, if you've got some online menu.
Okay, Giardino Pizza, it's 105 West Lee Avenue, Vinton, and my menu is online. I do dine-in, which is like 50% now. I do pickup, I do delivery, and I added curbside. And if you're looking for a place for your family, it's here.
Great. Well, Carmen, thanks for having us in, and
Thank you
wish
so
you all the
much.
best.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for Roanoke County Business Partners. If you have any questions about this show, want to start a business, or need business assistance, please contact the Roanoke County Economic Development Office at 540-772-2124 or email Jill Loop at jloop@roanokecountyva.gov, or you can always visit our website at yesroanoke.org.